Good evening. It's me, AnaLisa, with my spiritual friend. Let's see. How are y'all? I hope you're doing well. As always, I am not a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. Happiest Mother's Day to everybody. As always, I'm here. I got to run out this morning. I was really excited. Big things this time of year. I'm just kidding. I went to Target and there was no line, so I get to walk right in. And I went to the grocery store. There was no line, and I get to walk right in. So we'll get started. Are KK and Isha here? All right, cool. So KK and Isha are the moderators. They might be answering questions for you. One question only per person, just to kind of keep it, see how we are. Let's get through everybody. And then if everybody have gotten through everybody and there's still time, we can have another question. If you're new here, please only post your question one time. Otherwise, Isha or KK will X you out or just delete your comments, because I just want to see it one time. And that's about it. Be kind to others, all of that stuff. Respect, you know. All right, so let's get started. And thank you for all the Happy Mother's Day wishes. And Happy Mama's Days to all of you and any of you who are pregnant. Oh, if you're wanting to do mediumship, will you please give me a name? It just really helps, because there are, I do feel like there's some spirits lined up here, but names are very helpful rather than just Granny. If you could do that, please. Highway 138, what is your husband's name? Sorry, I'm just smiling because I read someone's and I'm getting the answer right away. So, hi, Sherry. Highway 138, what's your husband's name? I always have to remind myself that there's a lag time. Kent, perfect. Thank you. Okay, give me just a second to kind of set just a minute with this. Not too long, obviously, because we don't got time for that. Okay. So I'm just going to show you what they're showing me and kind of feel, because I feel like with this guy, so the way they're showing me, I feels like somebody who doesn't really have a lot of good, not just physical self-care, but not great emotional self-care. And I feel like this is somebody who tends to and I don't want to say because whenever somebody's having a hard time, they don't want to hear you brought it upon yourself. But it's not like that. It's literally bad things always seem to find him or kind of follow him. And when I say bad things, I mean he's accident prone, or it's just if someone's going to get sick in the office, they joke, my husband's like this. Someone's going to get sick in the office, it's going to be my husband. There's just things like that. It's sort of that kind of a feeling. And it feels like, and I know it's not what you want to hear, because it's not oh, great things are coming. It literally is he has to make a choice to start taking care of himself, and it starts inside. So it starts with having more self-respect, changing his perspective, trying to see the positive in something versus seeing the negative. He's not a total Eeyore person. When I say Eeyore, you know how Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh is woe is me. It's not completely in that energy, but it does sort of sit into being a little bit heavier. if I didn't know better, I say that he maybe leans towards having a mild level of depression. It's sort of that kind of feeling of just like having a really hard time kind of pulling out of it. And I feel like sort of like addressing some of that, maybe with therapy, maybe with going through doing some self-help books, doing some research and kind of figuring things out. It sort of does kind of pick up. It's not to say that bad things aren't happening. It's just sort of, some of it is law of attraction and some of it is kind of pulling it in. So what I feel is that some of it needs to be, and it doesn't mean that good things aren't coming. It just feels like some of it needs to be his taking the steps to kind of change, make some changes. And I hope that makes sense. Okay, AMR, did you put your grandmother's name? Where's your, oh, B. Ann. Okay. Oh, that's cute. All right. So the first thing I heard was like, before I even saw the name, was this woman who's kind of like the name Bian is cute, but her personality is like fiery. And she's kind of like I feel like she'd roll her sleeves up and get herself dirty. Like she's out there doing the work, and you don't, like, she's loving and kind, but you don't mess with Granny. If I didn't know, because I feel like I can hear someone saying, pick a switch. So this may not have been for you, but this may have been like her style of like, she believes in punishment. I don't feel like beating, but I just feel like spare the rod, spoil the child. Like, it's just this kind of an energy, but she's fine. She just has this, like, I can't even explain it. It's like such a, like, she literally goes, oh shoot, she'll know what you're talking about. It's this very like straightforward, doesn't mess around. Like, she wasn't the type of person who would go, oh, bless your heart. She wasn't like that. She would tell you like it was. I'm hope that this is the woman that this is Bian, but that's exactly what I heard right away. I don't know if that makes any sense, AMR. I hope it does. She said it would. Oh, I hope you're still here. That's one thing that's hard with doing mediumship, is the waiting for the back and forth, because sometimes she goes, I gotta go, I got things to do. Was she always really, really busy? Because she's even really, really busy on the other side. Okay. Hello, Donata, Nicole. What can you tell me about my manifestation abilities, please? And thank you. Everybody has a manifestation abilities. And it's not so much that you can't manifest. They literally just said to me, it's just that she has to believe it. She needs to remove the disbelief from it. She doubts herself. She doubts that things are possible. She doubts that she deserves them. She doubts that she's worth it. She needs to stop and just go like, oh God, your guys are kind of funny. Pardon my French, but they said balls to the wall and just go for it. So like, no limits, no limits, no limits. Just believe it, because really and truly anything that we believe is possible. And we just have to remove the doubt, and we have to remove the idea that it has to happen in a certain time frame or a certain way. Know that anything is possible with manifestation, and anything can come to you. Just have to ask with belief as if you already have it. And so there's a story, and I can't remember who told it, where I heard Wayne Dyer telling this. And he said there was a 5'4" guy, and he's like, oh, so I could become an NFL player. Well, you have to believe that it's possible, right? So if you can't believe that it's possible, then if there's any doubt there, it's not going to happen. I gotta take this off. I'm hot. So just stop doubting. That is your Achilles heel. It doesn't really make sense, AMR. Then I don't know who this would be for, but that is what came through very, very clearly for me. So it might relate to somebody else. She's wearing, I just want to tell you what she's wearing. First of all, I kept seeing her arms because she's wearing a sleeveless like dress. I don't know if it's like a house dress or whatever. It's light blue and white striped, or light blue. There's like a blue tone to it, but it's not solid. So there's some kind of a pattern to it. So that's all I can tell you. And short hair. And I feel sweaty. I hate to say this, but I just feel like I get hot a lot, or I'm not like there are older people that are always like, but she just feels busy and at work. She doesn't feel like somebody who sits and knits and like is whatever. So if maybe this wasn't her at the end, but think of her in life. Maybe ask in your family. I don't know if it's your mom or your dad. I got to tell you. If it's your mom's mom, I keep wanting to say ask your mom. That was like what came out, but blue and white striped shirt. Okay. So I do think it's her. She was your mom's mom. Okay. I do think it was her. Maybe the personality doesn't make sense to you because you knew her a little differently. Ask your mom about this. But she has her, for whatever reason, she's showing me with like her sleeves rolled up. So it looks like a sleeveless shirt. So she's showing me with this rolled up. So I don't know if there's a significance about her arm then, if she's showing me that specifically, her arms. Very active. Okay. So that's what I said. She was really active, right? Like she was like rolled up her sleeves and went to work. She wasn't like just sitting there doing nothing. Okay. Okay. She is all good. She is still very active and busy on there. Like like I said, she goes, I got to go. I got things to do. And she spoke very directly. She wasn't, what's the term? She didn't pussyfoot around something. I did say that. But that's the term that came to mind with her. Super big shit. So what I will say about birds that come around, so if you have that symbol, that is your symbol for what somebody means, and that's what that means. I'm hearing a direct yes, but I will also say that some people say I see cardinal, like cardinals always mean this. Well, that's the language. You create your own dictionary with spirit. So I just saw that quick. You're welcome, AMR. I always think it's funny when people go, no. And then they start talking. They're like, oh yeah. Like I said, I keep feeling like you're a writer to this one woman. She goes, no. She goes, well, I did write a book and publish it. So sometimes it doesn't click right away, and that's okay. It's called psychic amnesia, and we all get it. Nicole, I hope that was okay for you to hear that. I hope that made sense. Nicole Plant, and got to keep moving. Sorry. Danielle W. Oh, how does Tom feel about you? Your guides are funny. He said he doesn't feel about you. Why do you keep waiting around for these duds that are not giving you the time and attention that you deserve and need? Stop settling for less. That's that. I will leave you with that. Sorry, Sky. Thank you. ask about this disability claim? I do feel like it will be approved, but there is something coming up about August because they're saying something about August. And are you having headaches? Because I just feel that very, very strongly. Wait, no, yes? No to August, yes to headaches? Okay, there's something about August. So it may be that it gets, again, it feels like some kind of, I don't know, but there's something significant about August. You have, no, Baseman, that was for Starry Sky. Yes and yes. Okay, so I do believe that you will get it. It's just, but there is something about August and then your headaches. So I'm sorry about that. Are they related to anxiety? And I feel like allergies. Like I know tree pollen's really high here right now. And I feel a lot of nervousness with you. A lot of nervousness. No worries, Baseman. Okay. Yeah, guys, only post your questions once, because what happens is when you start to post too much, then if it takes me a little bit longer to get through stuff, I can't find the stuff way up there. And I also get lost on where I'm at looking for questions. So it's very helpful if you just post one time. I am doing questions, Sergio. Vale de Serra. When I went to Spain in high school, I stayed there for 3 weeks with a family in Alicante, which is a very beautiful city. So if we ever get to travel again, we will, and you ever get to go to Spain, which is incredibly beautiful and the culture is amazing, go. I went to Alicante and Benidorm, and we were in Madrid and Toledo, and it's incredible. And I just love the culture, and the family was really wonderful that I stayed with, but I had a crush on a guy named Sergio there. He's very handsome, and he did not notice me at all. Okay. Music for the vibe. Any messages for you? Let's do this. That's weird. Have you been dragging your feet on finding? Because I just heard seek your truth, you're running out of time. So it feels like a window is closing for an opportunity, and that you need to like really kind of like put yourself out there. So make yourself, it feels like I need to like let myself be known. I need to like take the initiative. So here's an example of what I'm trying to say. When I worked as a nurse, I would put a resume in, I would follow up. I wouldn't wait. Like some people are like, oh, I'll just wait. I didn't wait. I would just say like, I'd wait a week and I'd call and say, I sent you my resume. In fact, an example of this was when I was applying I was leaving Austin. I was looking to work in Houston, and I turned in my resume online and I called and I said, I just wanted to make sure that it was received. I think I waited a couple days. I didn't, and they didn't get it. So it was like, you need to like make the initiative, because it feels like, I sort of was always like, because I wanted them to know I was actually really interested in the job, and I was willing to like, I wasn't going to wait back and sit there. So, or sit back and wait there. Yeah. So, that's the feeling I get, is that just like, I need to make it known that this is important to me. And you can do that without being a pesty bugger, but that's what I heard. And I don't know why, but. Sherry, you can put a question in, and then I think I'm gonna right. So Nicole's done. Danielle, Starry Sky, music for 5. Now, oh, Nicole Plant. Now this is regular Nicole, not Nicole Plant. Not that you're regular. Nobody's regular. We are all special and sparkly. Nicole, what do I see happening in your career? I heard changes coming soon, 6 months time. Make sure you're ready. So it feels like, I don't feel like I'm leaving the area, but I feel like I need to have things packed up and ready to go. So I don't know what that means, but change is coming soon. So 6 months time, make sure you're ready. It'll be good, but I feel like different, new, and big room for growth, like stretching your wings, stretching your wheelhouse and your knowledge. So they're going to put you to work, is what I just heard. Oh, and thank you. I showered today. Just kidding. I actually try to shower every day. I work out Monday through Friday. My friend, I went to Target, right? And I was like, do you need anything? It's my best friend and her son, I guess, wanted those. There's a cashew caramel trail mix thing. So I picked that up and I dropped it off at their house. And so we had a little social moment, like 10 feet away. We weren't even close. Like when you see your friends, I wanted to hug her. I always for her huggers. I don't know why I was randomly telling you this, but so then I went home and she goes, "You're wearing jeans." And I was like, I wear clothes every day. Like I don't wear sweats and pajamas because it doesn't make me feel good. Like it makes me feel better to get dressed and be human. Not that you're not human. It just feels better to have real clothes on. And thank you if I didn't say thank you. Okay, crap. I start to I need to stop that. Cool. Danny. Ellen R. Could I have a message from Spirit, please? You can. What if I was like, no? They said get moving and get active. I feel like I've been literally they're showing me sitting and eating. And get some fresh air. So it feels like I'm sort of sitting in this energy of oh, you need to open your windows and I don't know if you can sage, but really just opening the windows kind of shifts the energy out of the space. So it feels like just need to open my windows because I feel like I'm sort of sitting in this energy that I'm accumulating, feeling kind of blah and down. Are you having headaches too? Are you been cleaning with lemon? I don't know. They're showing me lemon and salt. Maybe you've been having tequila. I'm just kidding. But they're showing me specifically just the lemon and salt. And I don't know why that is. It feels kind of like a way to clean, to cleanse is, salt water and for some reason with lemon, cleansing energy. And then they're showing me 2 to 3 weeks. So I feel like feeling better and feeling more myself and more normal in 2 to 3 weeks time. Are you not working right now? Because I feel like going back to work in 2 to 3 weeks, they said going back to work. Use lemon and salt to cook. Okay. You can. Okay. You can change your question, Alessandra. Don't cry. No crying. There's no crying in psychic readings. Okay, but there's really actually a lot of crying in psychic readings. You're working from home. I feel like you might actually be going and going back to work in 2 to 3 weeks then, actually physically going there. Do you work in a physical office? Oh, it doesn't work that way, Wanda. I go in order. You know that. Yeah. So I think you're going back to the office in 2 to 3 weeks. I think this will also help you. So hang in there. Yeah, I can still see your questions. I still can go all the way to the beginning. Don't worry. But that's why I ask you not to type too much so that I don't lose that ability. Okie dokie. Monica C. So for any of you who are wondering, I'm just hitting my 831 questions, and there's a lot of you. So I'm actually put no new questions, please. Just so I can make sure I catch up at a decent hour, because some of you are in other countries. Okay, so Alessandra, type your question because I'm going to do Monica's and then you're next, okay? They said, keep your feet on the ground. You need to learn to keep your feet solid on the ground. You tend to get ahead of yourself in things. And it's not just in positive things like, oh my God, like a kid waiting for Christmas. It's also like getting ahead of yourself in worries and fears. Like if something just goes slightly wrong, you see the whole demolition of the building instead of like a brick needing to have mortar chipped out and put back in. They're like, stop getting ahead of yourself. Just breathe and trust that everything that you're manifesting, everything that you're wanting to happen is coming your way. They're even showing a little bit of a vine kind of growing up. So the seed you dropped, when you're manifesting, one way of calling it is like dropping a seed. So you drop the seed and it's starting to happen, but stop worrying that it's not just because you haven't seen the fruits of your labor, so to speak. It's all happening in due time. They said in due time, rest yourself, patience, girl. I had some energy work done and I feel like everything is really loud and coming through very clear and quick. So if I seem to be talking faster, that would be why. Did I type Monica C? Let's look what Alessandra would like to know. Oh, good. I'm glad you needed to hear that. They always give you what you need to hear. All right, Alessandra, you are up, my friend. You know you're new here. So we're new friends. New question. What message do my spirit guides want me to know? Oh, that's so much better than that other question. That other question is just not worth your time. And to segue into that from that other question regarding what's his name, I won't say that, but stop worrying about why someone isn't meshing, right? Sometimes the vibrational match isn't there because it's for your highest good. So trust that when things don't work out, there's always something coming better. I really, really believe that. Cheryl, I'm not taking any new questions tonight. I'm just catching up on all of the other ones. Please hit like and subscribe, you guys. I'm at 795. Let's get me up to like 800 or more this week, right? I'm a slow to grow channel, but I am the real deal and I am here every week. Okay. So let's talk about what your guides do want you to know. They want you to take this time to really grow in who you are. And I feel like you're clairvoyant and clairaudient because they're making me feel like I'm really open here, but I don't trust it. So they're saying, learn to, oh, thank you, KK. Learn to, I just got to say that was like, I'm really glad that little schmutzy happened last week. And you guys, it was little boys. I felt so bad being I was kind of a jerk face. That's why I didn't post the thing from last week because I felt so terrible. But I mean, I wasn't a big jerk face, but I got frustrated when I shouldn't have. And I knew it was little boys and it was little boys. I went and looked at their profiles and I feel really bad, but good things come from everything. And KK is now kind of moderating for me, which I really appreciate. So, shit, where was I? Oh, what they want you to do is, Alessandra, they want you to focus on trusting your intuition more. Ways you start to begin to trust your intuition, especially if you're having dreams and stuff. Write your dreams down. If you get like a weird random thought out of nowhere, write it down. Sorry. Also, don't be afraid of it. How do you know if it's from a higher spirit or from somewhere from good? it's always very, very calm. And so even if it's bad stuff, like I knew that my car was going to fly off. My friend was driving her car. That we were going to fly off the highway about 300 yards ahead of us. And like they told me that we were going to hit ice, and there was no ice around. So we did. And I was very calm though. I wasn't freaked out. So that's sort of how you know intuition is really, really calm. Your ego is very worried, nitpicky. It goes into an anxiety place and a fear place. So that's a good place to start from. Don't be scared. It's all good. They're just opening you up and they're connecting in with you. Bonita, will you be able to get your own car this year? You will, and I'm leaning towards November, late November. Yeah, I feel November because I'm like early December. No, because they're like, nope, nope, nope. She has to hit that. So there's going to be sales and things kind of going on and people trying to move inventory that's been sitting. So I really do feel like you will be fine. Hey, Lisa. What are Esteban's energies towards you, Libra girl? I need to fix that. Is he a Pisces by chance? I feel like he's a really kind and good person, but I can't kind of get a grip on his actual feelings for you. But it's this really loving energy, and it reminds me of my one daughter that is a Pisces, and it's just like really sweet. Sag. See if he's a Pisces rising. I don't know if you know all of his time, like you have to know birth time and stuff like that to really get. But he's this very sweet energy, but I don't get a feeling of, I love her, whatever. I feel happy. Like, so when I'm around, like if I feel like, so when I say I'm sort of sitting in their energy to kind of get a feeling of it. And it feels like I'm really happy around you. And I feel very warm and happy, but I don't know if it's like puppy love or if it's going to, and then turn into the real thing, but I feel very happy around you. His Mars is in Pisces. I don't know what that means. That's way too complicated for me. That's like, I'm on level 1 Spanish and that's like level 5, but it makes sense. Oh, Mars is, that's the white, no, that's Saturn. Oh, I don't know. If I ever talk about anything astrology wise, trust me that I have read something to tell you specifically, because it's like a lot. I'd rather them just like tell me exactly what they want to know, but the planets do line up and they make sense for a lot of things. Okay. That was Libra girl. Lucy. When will T reach out? Next week. Don't you worry. I heard, don't you worry. You may not really want T, but T will reach out next week. Camera forever. I have a reading about Marlon's feelings about you. Marlon's energy feels very flat and blah. It doesn't match hers at all. There is a woman in spirit, and I don't know if it's a grandmother, but it feels like I wasn't too old. I don't know. There's a couple women in spirit for you. It's like an aunt feeling and a grandmother feeling. Does that make sense? And literally heard, why are you wasting your time? You know, you could do better. I did not skip you. So I'm still on, Your grandma. Okay. So know that they're watching over you. Know that they're kind of like, and now listen. So your angels and your guides will not sit in judgment. Your family members and friends do. It's just a human thing. So they're kind of like, so that was what I will tell you about Marlon. So you can go in whatever direction you want. Listen, I had guides once. I dated this guy for a couple months. And like the second time we hung out, I was hugging him and I heard really loud in my ear, like, this isn't going to happen. And like when we like ended things, I met up with him at a bar to give him a sweater back. And he was like, he didn't believe in any of this stuff. And I told him that I'd heard that. He's like, well, why did you say? I was like, because I'm real stubborn. And I am. I can be real stubborn. And I don't know if that's what that is in me, but I can be real stubborn. But that stubbornness helps make sure I get your messages through. Okay. Cheryl, you're a new subscriber. Thank you. Thank you. And to my oldies, I really always appreciate you guys being around. And I even said I did a private reading for one of my subscribers, family members, and I told her, I sent her, thing, but I really do like the energy of everybody who's found me. It's also why I don't push to get out there and have thousands and thousands of subscribers, because I like connecting with you guys. I enjoy the energy of the people that have found me. So thank you. CY Midtown, are you going to win the lottery? Why, no. Actually, I see a little scratch off. They showed me a scratcher. But no, I'm sorry. That is not in your cards. And you wasted your question on that. Waste your questions. Google user, what can you do to help your younger son? Will you let me know your younger son's name, please? I have the name Aaron, but I don't know if that makes a connection. Sometimes the names are off. Here. No, don't time her out, because I don't want to, just as long as it doesn't block her. I don't want to block anybody. So just make sure she's not blocked from my channel. Vincent. Okay. Who is the A name? Thank you, Sergio. Is there an A name, Google user? I'll work on Vincent, but see if you can connect me with an A name. And it feels like a child. Anthony's your older son. Okay. Okay, so this is what they said. Do not shoot the messenger for Vincent. They said he needs you to step back and let him make his own mistakes. There is a little bit of codependency. So there's this rush to need to help him before he's even asked for help. And they're sort of saying, you have to learn to step back a little bit. I don't necessarily feel like you're a helicopter mom, but I feel like I tend to like overstep. And it's really like he's smart enough to get it, but he needs to stumble a little bit to understand it and to figure it out on his own in order to really also feel like he has the strength and the ability and the knowledge and the wisdom to do the things that he needs to do. He needs to have pride in himself. And so you sort of have to step back, because then they actually said Anthony is the one who actually needs your more help. And it's in the sense of like needing to know that you're I feel like needing more attention for some reason. I feel like Vincent gets a lot of attention for whatever reason, and Anthony sort of needs to feel that more. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I feel. I'm going to leave you with that. And you may just be disappointed, because I know when we're helpers, we tend to be a little bit more codependent. I had to learn and train myself not to be, and how to just sit back, and as much as you love somebody and you want to help them and you see like, oh, if I just did this, it would be easier, it's creating a really unhealthy dynamic. You have to sort of just like let them wait and come to you when they're ready. Hi, Georgia. Happy Mother's Day to you. Barton, any messages from your dear friend, Dan? Was Dan always late? Because I heard he passed long ago and he's not here now, but and I see him like running in. Wait, was Dan always late? Barton. Like, I feel like literally eating on the run. Like I'm like running from one thing to the next, eating on the run. You're welcome, Google user. I see somebody like running and like eating while he's running. I hope you're still here, Barton. And I feel this pain here in my neck and my shoulder and kind of upper back area. This is my right side, not my left side. So I would not equate this with my heart or any other like that. It actually would feel like something else. I don't know, but it's not that. What time are we on Eastern time? Okay, Barton, I'm going to have to leave you with that if I can't. Sorry, I just got to find my space again. Okay, KK general reading. I feel like I'm coughing, like that feeling of like when you're going to cough that in my throat. They're showing me your throat chakra and like almost needing to do a clearing of my throat chakra, because it feels like cobwebs. The feeling of like needing to dust that off and get rid of the cobwebs. And to remember to breathe. I feel like needing to do more breathing exercises to kind of open that up. And they say changes are coming quickly for you in 6 weeks' time and 6 months' time. In 6 months' time, your life will look completely different. And I don't know what that means. So I'm going to leave you with that. Spiritual goddess of enlightenment, a message from my guides to get me through this hard time trying to leave my narcissist. So first, I was actually going to talk about this because I think this is really important. When we start to do self-care and start to stand up for ourselves, I think I spelled that right. When we start to do self-care and we start to stand up for ourselves and we start to go, yeah, we're setting boundaries and that behavior is not okay. there gets to be a lot of pushback, and we start to feel guilty as if we've done something wrong and there's something bad about it. So just understand that when you start setting boundaries, there will be a lot of pushback. And it can seem really scary at first, and we build it up in our head, and that's sort of what they're counting on in order to keep us in that behavioral pattern and relationship pattern. And you just have to really trust, first of all, find a support group, because I think that it's always really important to have somebody who's been through it, who can go, oh yeah, that's the same, blah, 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 blah. Like once I started opening my eyes to all of the like narcissistic behavior in my life from family members, I stopped feeling guilty, and I started kind of like, I got angry almost like, how dare you? So you sort of have to like have somebody who, because it is very helpful to have somebody who goes, yeah, that's like, you're okay, and kind of be your cheerleader to remind you that you're doing what's right. Um, I do feel like you're not going to be able to keep this person as a part of your life, at least a close part of your life. I do feel like it's going to be have to have become a distant relationship in order for you to be healthy. Um, there is nothing wrong with you. There are just these people who are really, really good people, and a lot of empaths tend to like everybody. A narcissist will find everybody. It's like, it's not like they're always looking. I don't want to call it a victim, but the empaths and the helpers and the healers tend to stay in narcissistic relationships because we want to help and heal, and we see the good in everybody. So it's not about just seeing what's terrible about a person. You really do genuinely see that there is good in everybody. But you have to see that your value, your self-worth is more important than theirs. So it's like, why should you always have to make them happy first? Why are you always having to put yourself to the back? What I said to somebody, and I use this, and I think it's a pretty good example. When you're setting boundaries, especially with narcissists, like we tend to go, oh, but I feel bad that maybe I really shouldn't have, like, yeah, why should I have to change? Or, why should they have to change for me? I mean, who am I? Hogwash. So if you were dating someone and they started doing heroin, and you had said, yeah, I'm not really cool with heroin, right? So like, you want to smoke pot? That's cool, but I'm not so good with heroin. And they're like, heroin all day long, or however they smoke it or shoot it or whatever. And would you feel bad going, okay, I have to like leave this situation, or I'm a bad person because I want to leave this person? No, you wouldn't. It's because it's much more concrete. So you have to learn to kind of see their behavior as like, why is their happiness more important than mine? Why is my feeling terrible about myself, or not, or feeling like I'm crazy for, all the gaslighting and all of that stuff that goes on. So this isn't really a psychic reading. Maybe it's just an emotional support kind of thing here, but just stick with it and know that there's going to be a lot of pushback, and it's really hard, but you are strong enough and you can do it. And therapy is always really, really a great thing. And find support groups. You can find support groups online, and read as much as you can so that you see how the behavior is, so that when they start to do those things, you go, wait a minute, and you kind of like call them out on it. Lisa Marks wants to know about her past life. Believe it or not, you were a school teacher. You've actually spent many lives. So I see you in one lifetime, like on the prairie type thing, being a school teacher, like think like in a little schoolhouse. But you've spent many lifetimes as different forms of teacher. So I actually see you teaching like herbalist type medicine, in like all different capacities. Like you've been a professor, you are a teacher, like that is like your soul. Because I've seen it, and I mean, they're showing me several different lifetimes. Like, no, she's done this in so many different lifetimes. They actually said you were a rabbi in one life too. In some lives, you were actually persecuted for teaching. It's interesting. Wait, why did you say stop? No, Lisa, I'm confused. I don't know. We'll get to you. I promise, Sergio or Sergio. The problem is like it takes forever to get through like the first 3 minutes worth of questions because that's where everybody hits up first. Oh shit. I might have missed one because now I'm at Pinky Lee because I went down trying to look for something. So Pinky Lee, what's coming towards you? Oh. I heard speaking of truths, you're going to hear a big truth soon. So it feels like some things are going to be revealed. And I feel like they showed me like a wave of water. And to me, that's always emotion stuff. So it will be kind of like an emotional thing, but you'll be all right. It might seem overwhelming, but it'll be okay. It'll end up being a good thing in the end. They're not telling me exactly what it is. Sometimes it's better if we don't know exactly what it is. I don't know that they're. I think, Basement, I think we've talked about your court case, and I do feel like it will be. Jamila, how does David currently feel about you? I feel like all right, but I heard David's a dirty dog. I heard take your time and go slow. Priscilla. What can I expect in love in the near future? Nothing for about 2 to 3 months, and then it feels 3 short-term relationships and then a long-term relationship. And short-term is like 2 to 3 months, 6 at the most. Donata. Yes, you will see Reginald this month. Sonia. You have a female guide who's speaking. I see a gear grinding and a gear turning and spinning, and they said she needs to get on it and get on the move. They said they've been working on talking to you, like speaking to you, and you're not listening. You're not listening to your intuition, and they're like throwing their hands up. They're like, what else can we do to get her to like pay attention? So stop thinking that you're crazy or that second guessing what you're getting. It feels like just go with it and see where it takes you. Remember what I said, that intuition is always calm and it's a very general, it's just knowing. And If it's your ego or your lower self, it's very fear-based. Henry Chang. What would you like to know, Henry? I can't scroll, so I'm going to give you a general then, okay? Does your heart seem to be, I just feel like they're pulling me to your heart. I don't feel like I have cardiac issues, but it feels like for some reason I'm concerned here. Does that make sense? I'm going to try and scroll down and hope I don't lose anybody. Julie Owens, just a general reading. And Stephanie, just a general reading. Lizzie, I know, I'm sorry. Just put your question in. Don't type a million times. Just put a question in and I'll get to you. It hurts. It hurts. Okay. So obviously if there's anything medical going on and it physically hurts, well, I don't think that's what you mean with this, but if there's anything, and I keep missing these. Okay, guys, quit typing that you got skipped. We'll get to you. When I get to the bottom, if I lost your questions, because I just lost about 4 minutes worth of questions, I will ask, but quit typing if you're going to get I will get to you, I promise. I'm going to have to just give people general readings and hope that it fits and call it that way if you're asking for general and not really ask for any validation, because we're running into I'm losing time. Okay. Allow yourself time to grieve, allow yourself time to heal, and stop being hard on yourself like it has to be a certain way or I should feel a certain way, and stop listening to other people telling you that you need to get over stuff or you need whatever. Give yourself time to move through the process. Also be kinder to yourself. Know that it's not, that you're not worth love or worthy of love, that the right person is coming in. But it's just hasn't happened yet, because you have to be in a certain spot and they also need to be in a certain spot for it to work out. It's not about, well, I'm ready, why aren't they ready? It just doesn't work that way. So be patient. Julie Owens, yours was, let's see. I feel like I'm baking a lot. There's keep baking. It's actually helping you kind of like process all of the stress and everything else. So keep baking. You don't have to eat it all, just keep baking. I actually feel like something's going to come of that, which I don't know if that means I start selling baked goods on the side or whatever, but I feel like something is actually going to like flourish from that. Stephanie. This is a time for a lot of growth, because they're talking again about seeking, and they're talking about I'm seeing like little, I don't know if you fish, but on a fishing line, there's the lure, and then there's always like, I don't know, sometimes there's lures that look like little silver, and then when they drag in the water, they kind of catch light a certain way, and that's what I keep seeing, is like this like silver, like, yes, y'all, I fish sometimes, but that's what I keep seeing. And I prefer deep sea over freshwater. That's what I keep seeing though. And I don't know why, I don't know what it means, but I just keep seeing this light flickering. So you're going to catch on, you're going to catch it. It's there. Curtis, I'll come to you now. I'm sorry, I can't, I'm trying to rush through these now. Happy Mother's Day, Sherry. Dennis hasn't been in my dreams lately, isn't he? He is around you. Part of it is your healing process, and also then your growth and your own spiritual connection, and sort of like moving through your life. I feel like your guides are actually kind of reaching and kind of helping you through the healing process right now. He'll be coming back in in the next 2 to 3 weeks, he'll be coming back in again. Don't worry, Sherry. Okay, Bree. So I never tell anybody who their spiritual guides are. In fact, oftentimes they won't show themselves to me. I mean, like, I can't give you names. There's only one person they've ever, like, somebody has come to me ahead of time, but because I think it's really important for you to reach into your own intuition and learn. So I have a meditation on here. I only have 2 meditations. So one of them is a white light, kind of helping you center yourself and ground. And the other one is actually a guided meditation to meet your guides or a loved one. You can do, they're kind of there because they're all sort of on the same realm. I recommend that you do that first and then come back and ask me so that you have a validation of your own experience, because you are actually clairvoyant. I'm hearing clairvoyant, clairaudient, and claircognizant. They're showing me a spider, and that's actually like a very divine, like about feminine energy and feminine power. Do you have a dream catcher or something? Because it's almost like you'll catch it in the spider web. You'll catch everything that you need to know in the spider web. And the other part of your question is, will they show me the purpose of calling? I want to release. Okay, so do this, because stepping into it instead of waiting for somebody to tell you. And so like you make the connection first and then have somebody validate it on the outside rather than asking somebody to tell you. I will tell you that I've been in your shoes. I know what it's like to want to just know and like, just tell me it all. But if you don't do it on your own, you miss this satisfaction, which is what you're looking for, of really understanding your own connection to spirit and that chance to feel empowered yourself. And that's really like my little tagline is empowering your journey. My job and my goal is to always help you reach into your own connection so that you're doing these things on your own versus always feeling like you have to go outside of yourself. Hardish, advice for personal and professional. They actually said you're doing fine. So just stay the course. So I feel like you've sort of started to shift that energy at work and everything's okay at home right now. So just hang in there. It's not perfect, but it's pretty okay. So they're sort of saying stay the course and don't give up before it comes to full fruition, especially at work. Shirley S. Will Nate contact you soon? He will, but I feel like it's not the connection you're looking for. AnaLisa. He said, keep a watch on your health, AnaLisa. You feel like you're overdoing it. Like you're burning out. You're overdoing it in every area. And I actually feel like my nutrition is not right. I actually feel like malnourished versus being like eating too much. I just feel on the like end of like, maybe some of us tend to, when we get stressed, not eat. And so I don't feel like eating disorder. I just feel like I'm not eating what my body needs. I feel like I'm not getting what it needs. So self-care is really, really important for you. Serena, how will C feel if I told him I missed him? It feels flat. So it feels kind of like he doesn't really understand it. Like, because he's like keeping busy. It's not that he doesn't miss you in his own right. Like he really enjoys hanging out with you, but it doesn't feel like it's not the like, oh, she misses me. Oh my God. It's like it's different. It's just kind of like, oh, okay. Like he doesn't fully grasp the same emotional connection. Like he's sort of more emotionally immature than you are. Elizabeth Lynn, what's coming in for your love? See, I did not skip you, Elizabeth Lynn. Everybody worrying they're getting skipped all the time. Remember, your order is different than my order. Please, every time you worry about getting skipped and you post it frantically 8 billion times, then that's what happens is I try to scroll down and I lose stuff. So the less posting, the better on here. Jazz hand. Okay, what's coming in love for you? They said 1 to 2 years is true love. So probably I put you on the 18 to 24 month time schedule. And they said until then, it's a lot of duds. But hang in there because there's lessons to be learned even on the duds. So don't just not date. There's things that like little karmic things and little lessons that need to be learned. And also I think you'll try to prove me wrong because that's that's what they just showed me. Oh, sorry. Jazz hands. Thank you. You will be happy with your new job. I don't necessarily feel like you'll be there long because I feel like I'm moving up. So either I get offered a better job somewhere else or I get a promotion quickly, but you will like it. My daughter gave me, my oldest daughter gave me for Christmas a chocolate, like all kinds of chocolate things, cookbook. She knows I like chocolate. And I made basically Nutella biscuits. Like, so you roll them up. So it's like a cinnamon roll, but with Nutella in the biscuit. So I made that finally. Cracked that bad boy open. Katrina, is there any words from my mother to me or my siblings? Oh God, I don't want to scroll to find out her name. So hold on, because I'm going to want to find out her name, but I need to get through a few more questions so I don't lose much already. So I'm going to hold on. I'm putting your name here so I don't forget. Okay. But I will ask, I promise I'm not forgetting you, but I am putting you on the back burner for just a little bit because that takes longer and I'm going to lose a lot if I go back and forth with that right now. Awkward Zelda. Thank you. That was very kind. Butterfly. What month will I be in a committed love relationship? I heard June, but not this June, next June. Jacqueline, what do you need to know at this time? They said it's time to get serious and quit messing around. They have a little bit more colorful language. And put the pedal to the metal. So you have everything that you know that you're supposed to be doing, and it's like you're dragging your feet almost out of fear of failure or fear of success. We're all kind of funny beings this way. Not all of us, but it's like I see you growing and doing really, really well, but it's like I just need to get in motion and move. And you have to put that in motion. It cannot be. And this feels more career, like starting your own business or entrepreneur or moving into your specialty, whatever it is. But it's like, I have everything that I need in order to be successful. Now I just need to make it and do it. Juliet, feeling guilty and paranoid and you're not sure why. It's just energetic. You have a lot of energetic feeders around you, and you're also empathic. And so it's like kind of, it's learning to be aware of other people's energy, and that feel like you're surrounded by people who actually just sort of like expect you to make them happy. And I don't know, but it's not really you so per se, but you are picking a lot of empathic stuff. So sage, Epsom salt baths, do a white light around yourself when you're around whoever you were with today, and do like see a white light of coming from the heavens straight down through you. Do like a slow visualization, feeling it come down through you, and then going out the bottom of your feet and plugging deep into Mother Earth. So you're balanced in between both. That will sort of help you. Not a dress I'm wearing, just a top. Be early. May I know if Jeff has anything he would like to tell me? All right, I don't know what's going on the other side, but he's sitting here eating. He's like, no, we're all good. Nothing. And I know this is like not what you want to hear, but I just keep hearing nothing. I'm fine. But I see him eating like he's like, there's a buffet back here. Can you believe there's a buffet back here? And he's like eating. This is weird. He goes, normally I would be just sitting back, kind of like standing in the corner, just kind of watching everything. And I'm normally a much more quieter person. Okay. But I'm not today. Like you can hear me better now. So he's sort of like coming forward, but he's just kind of sitting back and kind of just enjoying the show. I don't know if that makes any sense. God, I'm afraid to scroll and find out. AP, will I achieve my financial milestone that I have in mind? Yes, but about a month later than you've got it set for. So I feel like if I have a time frame on it, it's just a slightly later time frame, but don't get discouraged. Missy P, based on my current energy, when will I find love again? Because you know you can change things, right? There's something coming in 6 weeks, and there's something coming in 6 months. So whatever the 6 weeks thing is different than the 6 month thing. So this is temporary. Don't get all excited. Just enjoy it. Learn from it. Cheryl, retracted super big shit. I saw a big red bird. Okay, we talked about that. Love Maya. Oh, I hear that you will, but it's brief, almost like you don't really like what it brings in. And it's you sort of want to shift the way you're doing things so that it's not exactly what you wanted or expected. Darlene, I had to step away for a minute. I lost your question, so you might have to retype it. MVS, what do I see romantically? I heard you're in a dead spot, but you also have to really put yourself out there. So it's like, even if I have an online profile and I have stuff, it's like sort of trying to hide. It's like the people who choose to fall for someone because they're not really available. Like when they go, I couldn't help it. I fell in love with him and he's married. I just couldn't help it. Well, you can. You go, oh, well, he's married. He's not available. And I deserve to be with somebody who's 100% available. It's that sort of like, because if I feel like issues, fear of abandonment, that I'm not really fully putting myself out there because, and self-esteem, what if they don't like me? What if I'm not, whatever. So it's sort of like kind of work on that so that you're really putting yourself out there, because you're not going to connect if you don't put yourself out there. Is Kenyon going to be in my daughter's life? Super. I feel like yes, but not for long. Rose. Hi, Rose. That feels right, but I also feel that that's a temporary guide to get you through whatever's going on right now, and that she'll be moving on and someone else will be stepping in. She kind of comes in and out. Ah, there's her name. Does Nellie have a very heavy accent? And English was not her first language. Obviously, if she has a very heavy accent, well, no. I mean, I guess you could have like a Long Island or Canadian accent, right? Midwestern. But it feels like an Indian accent or a Middle Eastern accent, and it feels very heavy. She talks very fast. Oh, I wrote Nellie instead of. Oh, shoot. Is this Katrina I'm waiting for, I think? That's so weird. Where? Sorry, guys. I hate these dead times where I can't buy it. Oh, Crystal. Okay, that was Crystal, not for Katrina. Crystal, does that make any sense? I'm so afraid to scroll. Okay. It's hard to do the mediumship readings when you guys don't respond. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Hope. I just lost more. Okay. I got to Serena. Babyface, will I prove my disability soon? Oh, there's another disability one. Okay. Yes, end of June, beginning of July. There's just a backlog, Babyface. Oh, Wanda, when will you get your own home? I still feel like later in the end of the year, so November into December. So maybe you're looking and you put an offer in October and it kind of all comes through that way, but it feels like towards the end of the year. Cheryl, what's coming for you in new love? Nothing for a while. It's a little while out for you, like another almost year and a half, 2 years. Aqua, if you want a mediumship reading, you got to put me into at least one person with a name. That's always very helpful. Blah, 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 blah. Hang on, give me a second. Dina. It did not. Let me see if I can. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll through the comments to make sure I don't miss a question. I didn't see what time no new questions at 8:55. Okay, so let's go down here. If I missed your question, let's see if I can find anybody. Love Maya, I know I answered a question for you. A beer and buffalo wrap. That sounds good. I don't really drink anymore either because it keeps me awake. Like I fall asleep okay, but then I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'm totally wide awake. And since my kids always wake me up, I don't get enough sleep. So, Lizzie, 18A Rob. Okay, so let's see if anybody posted their questions. You were last. 36. Okay. Did I miss your question? I thought I did it. 18A Rob, type yours in quick. Type yours in quick. Oh, I am asked for a message from spirit. Okay. I see yours. I am Shamal Maya Camille. I don't know. How does Aowen feel about you? Is that the name? Aowen? Magical Empress Melvin will not marry you. Shemaya. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's okay, Katrina. I just I need your mom's name because okay, try not to type too much. Oh, okay. All right. He likes you, but I feel like things are really, really complicated right now, and it feels like I can't fully give myself to somebody, so I just don't want to. Like I don't feel like it's fair to you. I'm sitting in his energy, so feel that. So it's not that he doesn't like you. It's just it feels like I feel pulled in different directions. Yes, I am talking to you. I am. I messed up your name again, but. Magical Empress, I do feel like you are, but I feel like you need to work on growing it because I feel like not knowing the energies I'm pulling around me, and sometimes I pull heavier energies. So I think it's a fine thing. I just think just being patient. Hispanic is the name? That doesn't sound right. Give me a first name. It's okay if it's Hispanic. Would be Spanish, right? Not Hispanic. 18A Rob, I just, hang on. Okay, stop typing for a second. Stop. So I can find the things. Stop typing. Stop. They don't telling me, Jacqueline, what it is. They just said get going. So it feels like in a more movement of career and stuff. So it's sort of like everything is kind of planned out and moving. You just need to get moving on it. Yes, I'm sure. I don't know. Yes, I'm sure. Vanita, I'm pretty sure you came in after I ended all of the questions. Magical Empress, can you stop typing for just a minute? Stop typing and I'll go up and look, but stop typing because otherwise I can't see anything. But I'm pretty sure you did because I saw no new questions and yours was after that. And remember, guys, this is free. I've been here for an hour and a half. So I'm trying to work with you, but you got to work with me under my guidelines. I see that, Crystal. Magical Empress, stop. I got no. Doesn't mean if you stop. I'm sorry. That's what I got. I can be wrong. Magical Empress just got here. Okay. Vanita, I'll answer your question. KK, where'd you go? Help me out. Okay, I'm done with Magical Empress. No more with that because I really do need to catch up on the other people that were here. And to you, Magical Empress, I am sure to you. Vanita, I asked you way long ago. I was like, please use a name. I hate when people say Libra or astrological signs. I like names. Darling, I'm not feeling Gary here right now, but it doesn't mean that he's not around you. It just may mean there's still a lot of healing going on the other side. So the one thing I do feel, I keep feeling like not like my mind being fuzzy towards the end. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just feels like I need to do healing on the other side before I can kind of come through and connect on this side. Danny 333, July into August, because I heard 7 to 8, but I don't feel like that's 7 to 8 months. I feel like that's July into August. Rehat. Oh, that's who you wanted to talk to. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry you haven't gotten your questions answered. Y'all need to chill out. Remember, this is free, and I am giving my time. I charge a lot of money for private readings, so I'm giving my time. You need to be respectful. If you can't, I will have you blocked. That's all there is to it, because I will block you. I don't even have you blocked. I will block you. This is free. This is a gift. So take it as that and don't become demanding and rude. Because your energy does get put through this. So it's like, I've been waiting a long time. I've been reading for a long time and I'm doing my best. Okay. I am absolutely doing my best. And I'm sorry if it's not good enough for you or you feel like you deserve something. But remember, I don't have a PayPal account connected to this. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for donations. I don't ask for you to support me financially. I ask you to be respectful. Alicia, I'm getting towards the end of this. I'm just trying to finish up. Benita, you can't ask so many questions. Oh, how did Christopher feel about the letter he wrote to him? I feel like I have to take time to sort of uh, absorb it. I appreciate it. And there was a lot of things where I was sort of surprised that I didn't know. I didn't see it that way. So it's sort of like trying to figure out then how I feel about it and want to approach it and taking my time. Like I don't want to answer in a rash way. But I do feel you'll hear about him. What do you need to know about your past lives? I just keep getting pulled to my my sacral chakra, not my sacral, my solar plexus chakra, and feeling needing to heal in those areas. They're not showing me specifically past lives and what you need to know, but this is where I feel my connection is in my solar plexus chakra. That is how you relate to the world, how the world relates to you and your self-esteem, and that a lot of that is tied to specifically your most recent past life. So look up, do an energy like a chakra healing for your solar plexus chakra. I did, Rose. I did your reading already. 18A Rob, I'm pretty sure I did your, hang on, stop. Maricela, I'm not doing anybody new. I'm going to just finish up just a couple of these and I'm done because I feel like people don't respect that I ask. And it's said several times through the chat, only post your question once, only one question. 18A Rob, I did answer yours about Owen. Owen is how I said it, Owen. And the Irish thing, and I said felt busy. So just go back and look for it because I did answer it in the last few minutes. That's fine if you're, I understand there's some issues there, but yeah, I did answer it. I said that I feel pulled in different directions, but I am interested in you. Sitting in his energy. Okay. Personal readings, I do 100 for a half hour and 175 for an hour. I have been doing these professionally for 12 years. I've had this gift for my entire life. I'm a spiritualist reverend, an energy healer. You're welcome, Maricela. Okay. You're welcome, Am. Yeah, and I feel like there's other stuff though, like just feeling like emotionally sort of like pulled in different directions. And so it's again, it's not that I'm not interested. It's just I can't give all of to you, and it's not fair to be like to tie somebody in emotionally when you can't do that. Sherry, I'm fine with you asking that because you're not just hammering the way some of these newer people are. Oh, well, thank you for passing by. If you hit the bell, you'll get notified when I go live every week. And then you can come in early on. Manuela. So I literally heard go, go, go. It's okay. You have your time. So I feel like she's the type of personality that would not want to burden anybody or ask for help when not needed. Like just so like I would have gotten into a position of being really, really sick and then like, but never telling anybody I was really sick, like sort of that kind of feeling. And she says, don't worry, I'll tell the baby. So I feel like, and it feels like a little girl, but there may be a little boy too. So a grandchild of hers sees her and knows she's around. Sergio, what's your question? I'm not angry with anybody. I just feel like, people tend to like be a little disrespectful and think that something's not valuable when it's given to you for free. And, um, hi, no name. And so, you know, be respectful. I'm not reading from tarot. I'm reading through straight energy, and you send energy along when you type something. So, when you feel you're entitled to things, it's kind of strange. Sergio, okay. Or Sergio. Okay, Sergio, type your question. Oh, there it is. Will your ex communicate with you in the month of May or at all in general? I do feel like that will happen, and it feels like going in spurts through October. And then I feel like by October, you're sort of kind of like, why am I wasting my time and finding somebody new where your interest is in that direction? Oh, emotionally pulled means like I feel like not like romantically emotionally, but like I have a lot of stuff like so I can't fully give because I'm worried about other things going on in my life. But it doesn't feel like other people. It just feels like when you worry, those are emotions. Thank you, boss. Boss mommy empire. Sergio. Yes, Liz C, pose your question. Stop crying. Hi, Regine. Thank you. I always find it interesting too when people email me for private readings and try to tell me how to like that I'm supposed to work under and it's like I have a way of setting you up and offering times and stuff like that because I actually listen intuitionally to how I offer you times. It's not through a calendar. That's why I don't have a calendar set up. And it tells you a lot about people. All right, Liz C, where's your last question? And then I think I'm done for the night. Come back next week, no name. It's okay. I just think how you approach somebody. Understand that when these readings are done, they're all done through energy, right? So if you act like you're deserving or you're like start hounding someone, it's like, I don't know, just be more go with the flow. That's okay if your internet it is. Then sometimes if you post afterwards, I'll answer it because out of the kindness might not if you weren't here or whatever, but if it was doing that, I've answered people's questions before. Sherry, I'm not feeling anybody else tonight. I don't know why. It's like I can feel them here, but they're all sort of kind of walking away. I think they see I've had enough. I heard we'll be back next week. So I don't feel like this is the last you'll hear from them. I do hear if you see a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have a good luck. So I don't know if this is a saying one of them said, Sherry, but that's what I feel. I'm getting to you, Liz. Don't worry. It's coming from him. It has to do with all of the stuff that's going on with him. 18A Rob, like emotional, like inside of him, worries and concerns. It has nothing to do with you. It's separate of you, and it has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just within him. Okay? You're welcome, Sherry. I come on every Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You weren't being disrespectful. It's just that people tend to get really hounded, and I try to read for everybody. I don't just pick here and there. I could start doing that if it makes it, but then people feel like they get left out or somehow they're missing out. So, but I need everybody to be as like literally as quiet as possible. So, okay, Liz, I'm getting to you. I feel like Liz, like Alberto is like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, I feel like I kind of go in and I come out and I go in and I come out. And so it's not that he doesn't like you. It's just sort of this inability to fully step into a relationship and not knowing exactly what he wants, and having a lot of emotional immaturity. And so they're saying, do you really want to deal with this? The reason why I share my gifts this way and not ask for money is because um, I see a lot of people glomming on to. I just want them to know that there is a spiritual connection, that it's real, that they can empower themselves and they don't have to feel so disconnected, that there is something bigger out there, because sometimes you're not finding it in church or the people around you and you feel a lot of hypocrisy. And that's why I do it. That's it. Thank you, Penny. It depends on what your anxiety is. Okay. You're welcome, Liz. Don't apologize. Stop apologizing. I always tell people, don't apologize. Just next time. Don't help me. Thank you, Maricela. Did that make sense? I'm not taking any new questions, ASMR, food and things. But next time, I'll be on next week. What did I want to say? At least hit the like button to show appreciation. That's true. All right. Good. I'm glad. There is something bigger out there, and this can be a really good community. And you're welcome. Good night. Good night. Thank you. Hey. I was going to say something. Fuck. Oh, anxiety. Real quick. So it depends on what your anxiety is. So sometimes anxiety can be from actually connecting into other people's energy and spirit. So before I used to do readings, I'd get really anxious before I would do them. And I realized that it was actually just my vibration shifting in order to work into them. And once I got used to doing it more and more and more, I no longer had that. So I just sit and work. It can also be an actual chemical imbalance, and you need a therapist and a psychiatrist to help you work through that. It can be a genetic thing, right? So I'm not a doctor, right? So meditation helps with anxiety. Deep breathing helps with anxiety. If you need medications, you need medications. Like, so I don't sit there and go, they're bad. Like, we don't do that, because I believe there can be a collaboration between the spiritual and energetic stuff and also Western medicine if you need it. It can also be connected to energetic blocks. It can be connected to they're saying like hooks and blocks and cords. And I just feel like for you in general, I would say to start with doing meditation and doing daily, even if it's just a 5 or 10-minute meditation in the morning and at night, as a way to kind of get your day going and end your day, would be really, really helpful. And balancing your solar plexus, or your solar plexus, because that's where they're pulling me to for you. Kind of overrules with your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. They're just kind of like they're just not balanced right, or muddied or something like that. Okay, good. All right. I'm glad that helped, Katrina. It's hard when we lose someone, and also be patient with yourself because grief and healing takes a long time, and it's not a straight path. It's kind of like this undulating mass of energy, and it gets better and it gets worse. And there are things that set us off and things that we think would and they don't. So be kind and gentle with yourself when you're healing. Um, Grief can block you from receiving messages. Yeah, you can be so heavy in that it can be harder to hear. And I will tell you that for myself, even though I can hear a lot, and my family members and those that I know and love that pass over sometimes take a little bit of time before they come to me because I sort of need that separation in order to like do that human thing and grieve and kind of like learn with that loss and then have them come back in a different way. Because it becomes sort of like overwhelming. So they'll visit me for a little bit in the beginning and then they sort of like take a break and do their stuff. And that's how that works. So I've been here almost 2 hours. That's an awful long time. And I can't usually fall asleep right away after this. So yeah, 6 months is not even, look, even if you know it's coming, it still doesn't change the grief and the heartache and the shock and the all of that. It doesn't matter. So when people are like, well, we knew it was coming, that doesn't take away from the way the grief happens. Even if you know when you get to say goodbye, it's still gut wrenching. So just be gentle and kind with yourself. I feel like a lot of deep breathing would help for you. Okay? Get some sleep. You need sleep. That would be helpful too. All right. Good night. Good night. I will be back next Sunday. Please subscribe. Please like. If you want a private reading, I do those. You need to email me at AnaLisa@myspiritualfriend. Everything is linked below here. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Follow me. Whatever. Twitter is just more kind of my randomness than anything. Yeah. All right. Go to sleep. Good night. Sending you all lots and lots of good love. I hope you have a great week. And remember, I was right because I said things would start to open up back in about May 15th. And by July, things would be much more back to normal and businesses would be all back and going. Even if it's a little bit slightly different, it would not be the way it was. And I also said Trump will be out of office last year in June. So hang in there. Lots of love to y'all. Thank you, baby face. All right. Good night, y'all.